Hello, my favorite people. And that includes everybody who hasn't joined yet. So, hello, Yvonne. Hello, Cheryl. You definitely get points for being the first one here. Love that. Scott, of course. You are like the king of cool kids. So, the table is all about you, Scott. I think you and Mike, Magic Mike, or what do you call him? Famous Mike. Hey, Allie, how are you, hun? Glad to have you here. Mike from Mike's Retirement Corner. Nice to have you here. I'm going to have two Mikes. I'm going to have to think of another name for Mike. And Sally, of course, my dear friend Sally. And did I miss anybody? I don't think so. And if I did, oh, CL, hi, hon. You snuck in here. How are you? I hope everybody's had a great weekend. And I see Daniel here. I think Daniel had a good weekend. So that looked like a pretty fun concert you had gone to yesterday or last night. I know you had uploaded some clips or whatever. It was pretty cool. So yeah, I was showing my husband. He's like, wow, that's... And I think you said you had front row seats. So that makes it even better. So you must have, because the video was pretty spot on. Hey, Dana. And I got to give you a shout out. Amazing cookies. I don't know if you read my comment, but I don't know anybody else who ever puts walnuts in their chocolate chip cookies. And anything nuts I will eat. And walnuts, whether it's in ice cream, whether it's in cookies, walnuts 100% of the way. So when you said that, I'm like, she's my type of person. So love that. You did a good job. So congrats on getting that first video. It's, it's always the hardest, that first one. It doesn't feel natural talking. Still doesn't feel natural talking to myself here. but you did a great job. You really did. And you didn't get flour all over yourself, so you definitely get points for that too. Okay, I think. Oh no, my darling friend is here. Hey, Kath, how are you, hun? Where is it? Kath sent me. Hold on. Kath sent me a nice card this week. It felt really good. Just, I don't know, just to sometimes get something that's not digital, and it's nice to know that somebody's thinking of you. So, love you, hun. Thank you for that. Definitely made my day. So, just, I guess, you know what? If anybody ever has note cards around, just send somebody a card in the mail. It just lifts their spirits because it just doesn't happen anymore. Yeah, maybe get around your birthday, but you don't get a card just because. So you know what? Send out a card to somebody just because. That's your homework this week. To send out a card. It can be to your wife or husband too. So, okay. I don't even know where to start, to be honest. I have so much I want to talk about. But you know what? I think I'm going to start off with something kind of lighthearted, and not that anything part of my stream tonight is not going to be lighthearted, but I know we've talked in the past about what is hiking, or is certain channels considered a hiking channel? What do you consider hiking? I think all of you know that my youngest, Ashley, went to visit her sister last week for spring break, and they went to the Grand Canyon. They went to Zion. They went to a couple places, and they did some hiking. So I want to show you their hiking. Let me, if I can pull it up here. Just bear with me for 30 seconds. Okay. Hold on. Don't get ahead of yourself. All right. I got it. Now I just got to figure out how to share my screen again. Screen share. Okay. Hopefully everybody can see. I don't know how to make it bigger. Hold on. Let me make it bigger. All right. This is hiking. This is what they sent me, that they went hiking. This is Ashley.
Oh, hell yeah. Nice. Yay.
All right, now how do I get out of here? Hold on. So, yeah, that was hiking. So I don't do any hiking like that. But it was kind of cute because even Court's like, well, I want to take pictures of her. So her boyfriend went out with her so that he could kind of be behind Ashley and spot her, I guess. But so, anyways, I figured I would share that. Let me just go back to the chat. Love walnuts. Yes, don't you, Granny? They can go in everything and anything. They can go in my cereal. They can go in anything. Yeah, we had first in line, so we got to pick our seats, and Carissa wanted front row. Yeah, it looked like fun, Daniel. So I'm glad. I'm glad you guys had a great time. Oh, Sally says hello to Kath. Wow, yeah, for the hiking, right? Pulling a Daniel this early. Yes. You see, Daniel? You see what you've done to us? I love you too, Kath. All right. Do that, send cards just because. Yeah. I love to send notes in snail mail. I send them to my granddaughter, and it thrills her 100%. It really, I don't believe in cards a lot for birthdays and stuff because I won't go spend $7 on a card. But I will get a package of note cards, that you can get for $10 or something, and just put your own words in them. It means so much. So yes. Yeah, not for me. I take that, Granny, you're talking about the hiking. So, hey, Mike, welcome, hun. Not sure if you snuck in earlier, so sorry I didn't send out a hello. That's a no for me. See, Mike, I'm with you. It's rock climbing. They're like, no, Mom, that's really not rock climbing because we didn't use any equipment. And I'm like, okay. So, young kids. But it is beautiful and happy they got to do it together. 100%. I think I had told you or maybe I didn't, when Ash got home. And again, she's as athletic as the best of them. She's training for an Ironman. But when she got home early, was it Wednesday morning? I can't remember what day, but it doesn't matter. She was like, Courtney kicked my butt. So yeah. So they had a great time. Yes, the hiking is not my thing. I like hiking, I guess, but obviously not like that. Not even in my younger days did I do anything like that. So, and mostly because I think I would be scared of having to come down because I asked her, did you also have to come down the same way? And she said, yeah. And she definitely said going down was harder than going up. I think it's very natural for us to climb upward, but not so much going down. Granny sent me a thank you card for her stickers, which is how you know she's a true Southern lady. Yeah. And I bet it felt good, Scott, didn't it? Just to get something in the mail like that. Allie, send me your address so I can send you a sticker and a little extra gift. Sally, I need your address too, please. I like walking about. I think I'm all caught up. I'm with you, Granny. 100%. Okay. So the other thing, I have just so many stories that I want to share tonight. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about, maybe over the last, I don't know how long, 4 to 6 weeks, I've been thinking about maybe starting, what I originally was thinking was starting maybe like a prayer circle once a week. And then, so that just kind of sat with me for a while. But since that thought originally came into my head, there's been so many what I call synchronicities that I think it's the same thing, only I'm going to call it an intention circle. And it started with, first the thought that I wanted to do a prayer circle. And then this class or this program that I'm in that I told you folks about, this 12-week program, one of the calls last week was all about, or 2 weeks ago, was all about intention and the power of intention. And then after that, there was also, somebody suggested a book to me out of the blue. Just, hey, Lori, just finished reading this book. It's called The Power of 8. You should really read it. And it was all about intention. So I've just been having all these little, God winks, synchronicity seeds, whatever you want to call it. And then I've had so many different things happen this week that I feel fall under what I call the observer effect. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with, the observer effect. I'm not going to pretend I'm a physicist or anything like that. But it's been proven that when something is watched, observed, looked at, it changes. The outcome of it changes. And I'm trying to think now, of course, lost my whole train of thought. But in the book, they talked about, many different experiments they've done, but I'm sure a lot of us have heard about this, about the observer effect. And even they've done experiments where, and if Oki was on, I wanted to share this with them, or Granny, you're into gardening and stuff, that if you put your attention on the water that you use to water your plants and stuff, it literally, your plants will grow differently than if you didn't. They'll grow stronger, they'll grow bigger. And again, there's been all this, I guess, scientific studies and whatnot. And I'm sort of all over the place here. So when things, I guess, if they're not looked at, they just behave like the way they explained it was like waves. But when a situation is observed, if water is observed, if plants are observed, they almost like particles come together, and it just grows differently. It moves differently. So what got me thinking about, again, the prayer thing is something I've been feeling very strong being called to me to do because of everything going on in the world. You know, I don't come on here and I don't talk about any of it, but it doesn't mean it's not out there. And I think there's a lot of situations that really could use some prayers right now, as well as even in our circle, right? But then as I took that, that class that was part of the program, and she was talking all about intention, and then I read this book and stuff, I really think that our community, the collective, right? I think the collective, there's power in that. So if we could come together once a week, and whether it's for somebody in our community, whether if it's broader than that, and I won't make it a long live stream, but I'm going to do it. And if you be like a 15-minute live stream, and there'll be a very specific prayer or intention for that day. And basically, I'll kind of give some guidelines depending what the intention is that day. But all you have to do is think about it and put your thoughts there. Because sometimes, and I've had a couple of folks over the last couple of weeks, even my son, call and just tell me how certain things have been shifting in their life a little bit, all for the better. And first of all, I feel humbled that they felt, just comfortable enough to share it with me. And I don't want to say that they were surprised, but they may have been surprised that different things in their life seem to be shifting, maybe for the better. But I'm not. Because I've seen when you start, whether it's with your thoughts, whether just with, the different things that we're talking about, I'm not surprised that any of it's happening. So, but then I also know there's other people, again, in our community that could use our prayers, could use our intention, whether everybody is walking through a season of some form. So that's what I wanted to share tonight. Again, I'm hoping that you folks sort of like the idea. I know there is 101 live streams that are out there that everybody tries to participate in. So I'm not looking for any type of commitment. I'm just letting you know that it's there. And if there's ever, and I'm going to send out a community post, and if there's ever a time that you need the collective to, come together in the power of prayer, intention, then, definitely contact me, and that's what we'll do for that particular day. And even as I was thinking about it, so then something else that happened this morning, a friend actually sent me a live stream and just said basically hop on if you can type of thing. And I did, and I really, really enjoyed it. And again, it was, and I want to say his name was Jeremy, but don't hold me to it. But what I learned is he used to be a pastor, and he had gotten hurt. He got a head injury, I believe, and was never able to go back to the church and and worship and whatnot as far as being a pastor. So I'm not sure when he started his YouTube channel, but that's what he's been doing. And I just felt like that was another God wink saying, you see, Lori, people do come together to worship. They do come together to pray. So I just felt like I said it was another synchronicity in my life. And it also got me thinking that, I mean, this is nothing new, right? It's all over the Bible that it talks about when more than one person comes together and prays, how prayers are just answered. So, this isn't something that Lori has come up with. This is truly something that we've always done. So that's it. And I know, because the other thing I've been thinking is the reason I haven't moved on it was I'm like, you know what, maybe we can just do a prayer at the start of, if people wanted, maybe at the start or at the end of each one of my live streams. But it's more than a prayer, because it's really sitting for about 10 minutes just focused on whatever it is for that particular day. And again, I'll call it an experiment, whatever it is, the research, time after time after time. And I am certainly not making any claims, but there have been so many positive stories about healing, just about getting through, tough seasons. And I think we can all use that. And again, if nobody, if I don't get any request to start, then it will be, a larger intention for the world, because it's needed. It's needed. So that's it. Let me go back to, I think that's it. Just a lot of signs. And, The Power of Eight, that was the name of the book. And that's just what this particular person did for all her studies. But it doesn't need to be 8. It can, it can be 4, it can be 44. So that itself doesn't matter. I think that's it. Something else might come to my head. We'll see. Let me just go back to the chat for a minute. Addresses. Okay. Hey, Tyler. Welcome, hun. I'm glad you could make it. I trip over flat surface. Oh. I find up is harder than down. Okay. I don't know. I've always thought up is easier, but yeah, it could be. And the couple of times that I've climbed Mount Washington, which is not too far from me here, I've always found it, I guess, harder to go down. First of all, because you have to look down, and if you're afraid of heights. I'm not afraid of heights, but I'm certainly not comfortable either. And I feel you use muscles that you're not used to using when you're going down. So I guess it's, could be different for everybody, Daniel. Hey, John. I'm glad you could make it, hon. It's a hike for me just getting from my front door to the car. Some days it feels like that for sure. My husband and I burned in our backyard yesterday. We back up to conservation land, so there's lots and lots of trees. And every winter you get a lot of fallen debris. So we have a very short window here in Massachusetts as far as what we can burn. And we do like to keep, I know some of it you should leave on the forest floor, but at the same time, not if it's detrimental because we go hiking. So I like to clear the whole hiking path from our house that goes up to the trail, and just any large branches or whatever. So anyways, I don't even know where I was going with. Oh, so we burned yesterday, and nothing crazy, but I was so sore today. And I think it was just from the constant bending down and picking things up. So I was so sore today. Thank you, Granny. Thank you, Granny. And I know, Granny, you have some wonderful news that maybe you will share on Tuesday. Prayer and intentions are very powerful and very effective. They are 150%. So again, I know there's folks in our community that could use it. And the other thing is like I said, people are starting to see things shift in their life. But sometimes you don't see the shift yet because you're going through that gap. You're going through that transformation. You're not to the other side of it yet. And sometimes, the universe is giving you a kick in the butt, right? To get you through that transformation, to get you through that gap. And it doesn't always feel comfortable. Things happen to us that sometimes we don't feel very good about. But I think they're needed. And I know even when I got laid off 3 years ago from my company, again, I was there 30 years. I was top management. I always had amazing reviews and total shock. So yeah, things happen, but I think I've shared this now for a fact. It's like probably the best thing that has ever happened. Not the best thing, but it was definitely for my benefit to get out of there. 100%. So, but sometimes when you're going through it and, for me, it was more, I allowed that inner child to sort of take over. And, but anyway, so sometimes my point being is sometimes you just need the collective, you need a group to hold you up and walk you through it until you can see it for yourself. That's one of the other reasons I really want to do it. We'll see where it goes. Maybe it's just everybody seems to be doing these experiments, right? I know Rob, the Maritimer, is doing this experiment. Everybody seems to be doing these experiments. So maybe it'll be an experiment. Maybe I'll commit to doing it for 3 months and see if it takes off at all. See if we get anybody interested in it. So, see where we go. Hey, Jen. How are you, hun? Got caught up watching Virginia River on Netflix. So I hope you've had a good weekend. So I hope everybody's had a good weekend. They go so quickly. Let me see. Hello. Prayer Intention Circle via Community Live. Yeah. So Dana, that's exactly what I'm thinking. And again, I'm not looking to get any live stream, another live stream on people's, calendars. You can't make it. You can't make it. I was thinking of doing, I know Sally has that morning slot. So I was thinking more doing it, before dinner even, because I know there's a lot of live streams after dinner. So maybe between, getting off of work and you're driving home or whatever, you can just pop on. So I don't have all the details, but I will probably, and it may shift. So whatever I come out with this week, it may shift a little bit. But I will probably try and start it this week. Maybe the beginning of the week and just see where it goes. Lori, this is so neat, especially in the world today. Our group is so bonded and strong to get together and pray is even more of an example how we are. Yes. It is so desperately needed, Sally. It really, and again, that's why it started. That's why the whole thought process started in my head, like I said, maybe a month ago, maybe a little bit longer. Because there's not a lot, this is me talking, there's not a lot I feel I can personally do to move the needle in this world that makes a big impact like that. One of the reasons I started this channel, because I'm like, if I can move the needle one person at a time inside themselves, because again, nothing out here happens until in here happens first. So that's where I felt like if I could help people shift or get through that gap that, they're going through, helping them remember who they really are, then I felt that would bring on a positive change to the world, right? But then again, with everything going on, I'm like, you know what, let's take it a step further. And then, I started thinking about how we could actually put the intention on people in our community. It's needed. It's needed, whether it's for a health journey, whether it's for you're in between jobs, a relationship, maybe just to help you find peace. Maybe somebody has just been so full of anxiety that they need to find peace and they don't know how to get there. So, but that's it, Sally. You're right. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, Sally, I know. You're so sweet. Oh, thanks, Dan. I'm glad you love the idea. Hey, Peter. How are you, hon? I'm glad you could make it. I'm glad you could make it. It's good to see you. Mark 11:24. Okay, Daniel, I don't know what that is off the top of my head, so I am going to look it up. Hold on. Unless somebody already put it in the chat. I probably should know it, but I don't have Daniel's brain. The power of faith-filled prayer. There it goes. Therefore, I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. Jesus taught this to encourage trusting God and suggesting that unwavering belief ensures receiving what is requested. 100%. Thank you, Daniel. 100%. And actually, I actually wrote a bunch of scripture down just to have it as a reference even. Let me see. That's probably in there. Okay, so I have Matthew 18:19. If two of you on earth agree about anything they ask for, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. For 2 or 3 gather in my name, there I am. And again, this isn't new. The church has always done this, right? James 5:16 reminds us that the prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. So again, the idea of people gathering together for prayer, for intention, it's not new. It's not new. So I did write a few verses down. I didn't write that one though, Don Daniel, so thank you. I think this would be a wonderful opportunity for people to help each other while helping themselves. Oh, thank you, Granny, because you know what? And I didn't talk about that. So in all this different research and all these different studies, the effects on the person that you had your attention on was dramatic. Again, I'm not making any claims, just telling you what the research said. Just amazing, whether it was healing, whether it was a financial situation. But the other thing, and I think she called it, don't quote me, but I think she called it the boomerang effect, because not only did it help the person that the intention was on, it helped just as much, and she said even a little bit more, the person who was giving the intention. So, it's a win-win. You're there helping somebody, and whether it's because maybe you feel more connected, so that brings you a sense of community and peace. There was a lot of different reasons they felt that even the person who was doing the praying or focused on the intention got healing as well. So I haven't quite finished the book. I still have about 5 chapters left, I think. So, but yes, and you saying that, Granny, about helping somebody else while you're helping yourself, that just made me think about that. So it's a win-win. It's definitely a win-win. Hey, Mike, how is monetization treating you? How's it treating you, Mike? That was huge this week. Actually, you know what? I've seen a few people get monetized this week. So, but until, I'm not going to shout anybody out until they choose to say. Matthew 18:24, 2. Oh, there you go, Cheryl. Right. 100%. Peter, are you talking to me or Mike about monetization? That's right, Sally's monetized too. YouTube communities are ride or die. When one of us struggles, we are all there to support. Yeah, thanks, Peter. And I'm certainly realizing that. And I know you've only joined 1 or 2 of the live streams, but I have said it over and over. I originally started this channel because I just felt I could help other people. That's what I wanted to do. Even if it was one other person with something that I've gone through, if I could share how I got through it with others. some of the things that I've learned, but I have probably gotten as much benefit, if not more, than I'm hoping that I'm giving others. I never expected the community that I have, and I'm not even sure how I started doing live streams. I think it was probably Rob the Maritimer. I don't know. Everybody seems to know him, so I don't know if you go to his lives or not. But he's always talking about live streams. So I think that's how, and I think the first live stream other than Rob's I ever went to was Scott. And that's why Scott's kind of the head of the cool kids table. So, and it kind of morphed from there. I met people on Scott's channel but it's the community. It's amazing. It is amazing. And that was the other thing that I felt was a synchronicity this morning was when I went, and I don't remember the name of the channel. I could probably look it up, but that I went to this morning where I think his name is Jeremy. Hold on, I'm going to find it. I'm going to find the name of his channel. It's called Acoustic Sunday. So I don't know if that's the name of his channel or if that was just the name of the live stream today. But he was talking about, by the time I joined, he wasn't necessarily in prayer or anything. They were doing worshiping with the songs, great singer. But he was talking about how there was a couple, and I don't remember their names either, that were moving from Iowa to maybe Idaho. And just that they've been praying about it, and things finally started to align for them. So it just, again, was like, okay, see, these people all came together in prayer to help this couple here. So I just felt like my idea would be received well. I felt that was the message this morning that I got. So yes, Peter. Were you just thinking of that quote too, that verse? Peter, so frustrating learning new things. Yeah, and sometimes you learn them, Mike, by walking through them, right? Sometimes, the things that you walk through are really the breakthroughs when you come out the other side. I mean, nobody likes the transformation. My kids always think I love to clean. And I try and convince them I don't, but I love the transformation when I'm done. Whether it's just, I don't know if anybody else does spring cleaning. I like to do spring and fall cleaning where I literally go through everything. I mean, I clean my house all the time, but where everything. And I'll also change up colors and stuff, whether in my living room or change the things that are on the front door. And I just love that feeling when I get to the other side of all that. So, but my kids are convinced I love to clean. Not so much. Thanks, Allie. So I'm so excited that everybody received it well. So that's awesome. And if there's a day that you can pop into it, great. And if you can't, that's okay too. What I need to find out is doing it live and the power of intention. What happens when it gets, when it's just, it gets published by YouTube after the fact. I want to understand if there's still power in that. So maybe that's the experiment. I don't know. Here's your first request to start. Please start. Thank you, Sally. I'm going to. No, I've gotten a lot of good feedback and just a lot of positive that it's a good idea. So that's really all I needed. Not that I expected you guys to say, no, Lori, don't do that. That's dumb. I did not expect you to say that, but I'm getting more positive vibes maybe than I thought I'd get. So that's a good thing. You will get there, Mike. The learning curve is hard, but it will get easier every day. Keep moving forward. Yes, 100%. Take it from Scott. He knows. Hi, Allie. You get rain. Is there rain down there today? The wind is moving out there. I hope the power... Oh, my goodness. That's right, Sally. for folks who didn't know, Sally was without power for more than 24 hours yesterday. I don't know how she did it. I guess thank God that it wasn't January and 10 below zero the way it has been in Pennsylvania. But I still don't know how you did it. It was still like, at least here, it was like 40 degrees, which is still darn cold. God bless you. I would not have been as patient as you. And I think that's why sometimes God still has me having things happen so that I would learn patience. And, I'll share another story because one of the other things that I've been thinking about a lot, and I've done some videos, I don't know if I'll populate or publish any of them, but I've done a lot of short videos. And the cool thing is my daughter showed me this morning how, because sometimes I forget to record vertical because I'm always doing long form on my phone, but she showed me this morning how to take that long form video and turn it vertical. Super simple, but I didn't know how to do it. So anyways, there's been several, I believe in divine orchestration, right? Everything's sort of divinely timed sometimes. And I've had 2 examples now in the last 2 weeks that I've been trying to get out of my lake house so I can get back home here. And, everything I want to get out, just say I want to get out at 10:30 so I can be home at noon because I got to meet whatever, right? Whatever it is. And 2 different times now, the last 2 times that I've left the lake, I didn't get out on time. 20 minutes late. Not crazy, but when you're meeting somebody, you don't want to be late, right, Scott? You don't want to be late. Anyways, and in 2 different times, driving home from the lake, almost the same area on the highway, 2 major car accidents. Major. Highway was shut down both times. So at first, frustrated, like, because you're stopped on the highway, trying to get home. But it didn't take too long before I realized I was actually saying thank you. Thank you that a friend of mine kept me on the phone last Tuesday longer than I wanted to be. Because who knows if I wouldn't have been caught up in that multi-car crash. I think both times there were no fatalities, but there were cars all over the place. So you don't know. I'm not saying I would have been, but I could have been. So teaching me patience and teaching me that, and that's the other thing about the observer effect, right? That no matter what's going on, no, sorry, I'm confusing it with certainty and the frequency of certainty. That if you can always look, through the lens of certainty, that everything that is going on in your life is truly for your benefit, right? So I guess that's a little bit of the observer effect, but you just got to start looking at everything through the lens of certainty that whatever's happening, whatever season you're going through, it is for your benefit. And again, that's sort of how I started out, that sometimes going through that transformation, going through that hard season isn't easy. But if you can get in that space of certainty, if you can look through the lens of certainty, that raises your frequency, that raises your vibration. And I've said 100 times that your vibration will always precede your desire, your manifestation, whatever it is, always, always. If you can get yourself in the flow, if you can, and going out and having fun, like Daniel and Carissa did the other night, that is like the quickest way to get into the flow, is when you have fun. How many times have you said you lose track of time because you're having fun? So the other day when I was caught in those 2 accidents, or over the last couple of weeks, caught in those 2 accidents, just, it was for my benefit. It was for my benefit that I left late. And sometimes it's, not easy, whether it's that nosy neighbor or but just trust that it's all for your benefit. The wind. It also gives many individuals opportunity to provide their own perspective in words or prayer or advice if it's needed. Well, 100%, right, Dana? 100%, because everybody has different thoughts and perspectives, and how they go about praying and how they believe. And so 100%. Yes, Granny, lots of rain. Mike, it's a mess getting through it all, but Scott is right. You will get there. Yeah, and I don't remember who you said, Granny, but you had said that somebody in your community has been like an angel, a YouTube angel to you almost, helping you get through all the different things that you've had to learn and stuff. So that's nice. It's nice when you have somebody like that can take you under your wing and just answer questions in real time, right? So that was nice that you did a shout out to her the other day. Dana, well said. We went out for a long walk yesterday, ended up sleeping in today. There's nothing wrong with that, CL. Sometimes I think we need to take more time to just be and not always do. CL, watch out if it's going to cool. Watch out, it's going to cool down again. Though your cool down would probably be a glorious day here. Though it's supposed to be in the 60s tomorrow, but a lot of rain. So maybe we're getting your rain. Wonder if it's moving north. Cold weather next weekend. Right, Granny, we're supposed to get rain in the morning. Yep. I took a long nap today. Just decided to honor. Did I bring water? Just to honor a day off, spending it resting and with God and the Word and fellowship with family, and now you all. Allie, I look forward to just even sitting with all of you on Sally's lives, right? And even now my husband knows that first thing I do, I'll go get my coffee and I'll turn on that live. And, actually the other day I had to go out and take care of the chickens early because we had a bunch of stuff to do yesterday, like burn and whatnot. But so I guess I was spying yesterday. I think that's what Scott calls it, is spying when you don't say hello. So I didn't get to say hello. I think it was yesterday on Sally's Live, but I'm always there. I'm always there. And I love it. I look forward to it. I just love listening to wherever the spirit takes Sally that day. So you never know. Though nobody can miss Tuesday's live stream with Sally. It's St. Patty's Day. It's her favorite day of the year, her very favorite day. I would imagine there's going to be some shenanigans. I would imagine the leprechaun is visiting her house the night before. I don't know if when all of you had younger kids growing up at home, if you did pranks or stuff on St. Patty's Day. We used to. So I miss some of those days. Though we also had an elf on the shelf with my youngest daughter during Christmas time. My mother-in-law had started it. We didn't do it with my older two. And it was quite something trying to keep up with it during the season. But I sort of miss it a little bit. But there was a lot of shenanigans. When you had to wait till she went to bed at night, it was a lot. And I know, Granny, I think your sweetheart has an elf on the shelf as well. So if you ever need any ideas, I got a lot of them. So went through years of it. 100%. Ellie, those are the best days, right? Especially on a rainy day. CL and Allie, sometimes you need a down day to energize your mind, body, and spirit and connect you in a more intimate fashion with the healing process. Nicely said, Granny. Nicely said. I wanted to get a video out this morning. Nothing was going right. Phone acting up. Apps not cooperating. Trying to download a video had me so frustrated. I started to get a headache. I just had to stop. Yeah, especially tech, the tech can get me too sometimes, Mike. Any luck with the laptop? Learning the laptop? Have you used a Mac before? Because I will say it is different. It's really different. When I first started, I remember when I got my Mac. But now on the opposite side, I don't know if I shared, but I just got another contract with the company I used to work for. So obviously they use Windows, they don't use Mac. And I hadn't been logged onto their system for like 6, 7, 8 months, something like that. And I felt like everything looked so different. And it was Windows was so foreign to me, just because I hadn't used it in 8 months or so. Everything looks so different. I couldn't even figure out how to set up a Teams meeting anymore. So I guess it goes both directions. And remember to breathe. That's right. I just put out a short video talking about the 4-7-8 breath. And it's true, right? I think I called it the calm down button, because anytime your exhale is longer than your inhale, your vagus nerve knows, and it tells your nervous system that you're not in danger, that you're safe. And it truly, truly helps. It truly helps. Not too long ago, I helped somebody. They were driving and having a panic attack, and we did breathing in real time, and it transformed right during the ride. So yes, it does. Sunday has turned into my editing day. Yeah, that was me today. I was editing. I was sitting on live streams. I ran. I got out a couple shorts. So, and then I wanted to prep for tonight's Me Too CL. That's all I did all day. I'm glad you took the day off, Mike. That's what I'll say. I'm glad you took the day off. Hey, Daryl. I'm glad you could join, hun. Sally, you'll have to let us know. Will you do a makeup this week because you didn't do your live stream last night? Which I'm not saying you have to by any means. I'm just asking because I know how much you enjoy it. Or will you just do double duty next Saturday night? Hello. Oh, wow. Time? We must be in the flow because time has flown by. I hear you, Mike. I somehow lost the video where I painted my mini dragon. I ended up giving up trying to find it. I do want to read Thoughtuary, and I wanted to share one more story tonight. Let me see. Mike is asking if you guys got any snow. Did you get snow, Mike? I think you said you were going to get like 12 to 18. His channel is Strings and Pucks. Oh my goodness, am I that far behind? Is that Acoustic Sunday that I was just talking about? Oh. If it's a God thing, it's a good thing. I think I am really far behind. I do feel like there's a change in the universe. I pray it's for the good and it stays. Yes. Have to drop a little early tonight. Love you. Great thoughts tonight. You're killing it. Oh, Kath, you're probably not here, but I love you, hon. Hey, Carol, right? It's Carol. I'm glad you could drop in, hon. Yep, Sally said it's Carol. That's cool. It's nice when our kids show us new things. Oh, okay. So we're talking about the editing. Yes. Over 24, no power. I finally got the power on, and now it's all windy. But there again, and lights are flickering. Oh my goodness, Sally. If we could all send positive thoughts and just that they don't lose their power again. I think that all the time when I wake up late or I'm late going to work, you just never know what the angels are protecting us from. That is 100%. That certainly has been ingrained in me now, Mike. So, okay. So I want to share one more story, and then I'll read Thoughtuary, and then I'll finish going through the comments. But if you have to drop, I totally get it. So again, I think everybody is aware that, I don't even know how long ago now, a few weeks ago, my daughter had gotten in a car accident, a pileup out in Sedona, driving down to Phoenix, completely totaled her van. And her van is also her home. She travels the country. She hikes the national parks, does all that. So the van is also her home. So I was just thrilled. Obviously, the trooper said that this should have been a different phone call. So certainly angels were, that's what he said. He said she had angels watching over her. So anyways, I think everybody knows she got a new van a couple weeks ago or whatever it was. And I was registering her van for her so she didn't have to drive all the way back. She is driving back in May, but she didn't want to come back now and then have to come back in May for her sister's graduation. So I'm like, okay, just make me power of attorney. I'll go to the town hall and I'll whatever, right? So I did that last Wednesday. But let me back up. Originally, I was shooting to go Thursday because her sister was going out on Friday, so I wanted to give her sister the plates. Well, the mail got delayed. I didn't get it Thursday, so Ashley left Friday. We didn't get it Friday. And then this town hall, it's up in New Hampshire. I guess it's a small town, so they're closed on Mondays. The town hall's closed on Mondays, so that was kind of a bummer. So then I was going to go Tuesday. Come to find out they had elections on Tuesday, so they're also closed on Tuesday. So then I had to go back up Wednesday to register her vehicle. And I want to show you her license plate. Because again, folks, there's no such thing as a coincidence. So give me 30 seconds to find it. Do I already have it pulled up? Oh, here it is. Okay. Let me just share my screen. Oh, wait. How do I make it bigger? Hold on. Maybe I can't. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't need to be bigger. Okay. Hopefully you can see it. That's her license plate. Now, first of all, the CH. So these are random. The letters are random. The CH is her initials. But then look at the 222. And the woman, when she pulled the plates out of her, out of wherever, she was like, wow, look at this. And because it's just, everything's in consecutive, consecutive order. So point being is if I did go up Thursday, I probably wouldn't have gotten this plate. If I had gone up, Tuesday, I may not have gotten this plate. So if anybody knows, let me just tell you what 222. I know if Catherine was on, she would probably know because it has to do with numerology. But hold on. I have it here somewhere. Okay. And it had the moose. She was very excited about the moose. So it's an angel number. It's a powerful symbol of balance, peace, and harmony. Often interpret it as a sign that you are on the right path in life. It represents a period of growth and stability, encouraging you to remain positive and trust that you're moving towards your goals. So it's balance and harmony. It serves as a reminder to create in all areas of your life, relationships, career, mental well-being. It's validating the path you're on. Seeing this number suggests you're in the right place at the right time and should continue with your current endeavors. It encourages calm, peace, and balance. It's also protection. So many wonderful things. Again, I just wanted to share that because I don't believe there's anything. There's no such thing as a coincidence. So that was a message. That was a message from God, from the universe, whatever you want to say, that Court, you're on the right path. And Mom, we got her back. We are protecting her. So let me just read Thoughtuary. And then I am going to finish going through the comments. But again, if you have to drop, folks, I get it. What is the date? The 15th. 15th. Hold on. Okay. Why then don't we just eat all the damn vegetables? So all the advice has been given. It seems that all the life advice we'll ever need has been given. We've had the keys to living our best life for decades. So why then don't we just eat the vegetables? Work out daily, meditate, and put the phones down. Forgive, love, be authentic, pray, be selfless, get more sleep, let things go, and, well, just breathe correctly. It's because our desire for comfort is even more powerful than our need for anything other than our basic safety. And that's why we stay in our comfort zones rather than doing the hard work to improve. The key to growth then isn't to step out of your comfort zone, but to expand it by consistently taking tiny steps in the right direction. So tiny, in fact, that they go virtually unnoticed by your internal comfort police. But over time are significant enough to build an entirely new life. So get to work. You have a comfort zone to expand. That was good. It's true. We all know what we need to do, right? But we just get nervous, we get scared, you know. Fear likes to lie to us. And I say all the time, just take that one step towards fear, and it typically backs up. I've never known it not to back up just with that one step. But you take 2 steps, it usually completely disappears. So it's a liar, folks. It's just trying to convince you that that you're not capable of doing something when you are. God didn't make any of us not capable of doing things. You know, I always think of that pumpkin video I did last year. When you think of the essence that God put into a single pumpkin seed, tomato seed, whatever it is, right? This little seed that you plant and you give it the right conditions and it turns into this beautiful piece of fruit. It was all inside that seed. What do you think he put in us? He certainly put a lot more than the essence that's in a pumpkin seed. So, okay, I'm just going to finish the comments. I have not had a computer in over 10 years, so the Mac is all new. Oh, yes. Yes, Mike. Again, I know the basics, so if you have basic questions, I can certainly help. I am the Microsoft guru at my job. Everyone comes to me for help. The MacBook Pro has been a learning experience. Oh, that's good to know, CL, because I'm embarrassed when I have to call one of my colleagues that I used to work with. Like, how do you set up team meetings now? It's just all different. It's all different. And now they have something called Zscaler, which I don't really know what it is, other than now I don't have to dial in through VPN anymore. So I'm like, okay. But we maybe got 6 inches, but it's so windy, it's all in the farmer's field. Okay. Well, that's good. It's better than 12. Actually, I was going to do something today, but I fell asleep. Woke up and said, nope, going back to sleep. I needed to sleep, though. Tuesday night, it's on. Shenanigans. So you slept. That's awesome, Sally. That is so good. I'm glad to hear that, hun. I'm in for the... Oh, Sally Nanigans. I like that, Scott. Sally Nanigans. You like that, Sally? Hey, Jason. How are you, hun? I'm glad you could pop in. I don't know when you joined, but I was talking earlier about how when you put your intention on water and then water your plants with it, your plants will actually, this is research, this is scientific. Your plants will actually grow bigger, stronger, more fruitful. So, but it was actually I read a book called The Power of Eight, and they talked about that experiment in that book. And I thought of you as I listened to my book. Don't read it. So when I was listening to it and that part came on, I thought of you. So there is no such thing as too much prayer. 100%. Okay. Hello. Okay, Lori was able to make it to strings and picks today. Yeah, I liked it, Mike. So is he... I think I asked you. It sounded like he was on 10:30, but he said he's going to move it to 10:15. So I'm going to get him also on my list. So, because I know people still look at that list. I know there's several lists going around, but I want to keep it as up to date as I can. I loved his story too. I'm telling you, I was meant to hear it today. That was some truth right there. 100%, right? Thanks, Lori. That was nice. Good reading and a fun night together. Lots to think about. Thanks, Scott. Look up Isaiah 22:22 and 2222, according to Troy Brewer, is a powerful prophetic sign representing open doors, divine authority to decree God's purposes, and the assurance of his promise. That's awesome, Charlotte. See, now imagine if you got good. I don't want to say I was in shock. I wasn't in shock because I was sort of like not surprised, not because things like this happen all the time to me. And I don't know if the 222 was like for me. It was for my daughter, but she was very excited when I sent her a picture. I'm like, you're not going to believe the license plate you got. You're not going to believe it. So she was excited. So. think I am all caught up. Lori's prayer circle. Yes, Daryl, we're going to start that. We're going to start that. So thank you, everybody. I think I'm all caught up. I don't know if Yvonne is having a live stream after this. I know she has been. So Sally was looking for your live stream schedule list this morning. She wanted to refer to it today. Okay, I'm going to add this other gentleman to the live stream and I will send it over to her. Yeah, I think I said I'd send it over to her and I didn't. So thanks for the reminder, Scott. Okay, folks. Again, I appreciate you being here. It means the world to me that you felt, even if you could only pop in, that just to show your support. And I love all the feedback, the positive feedback I got about the intention circle, the prayer circle, whatever we end up calling it. And I will do a community post on it, and I'm really, really excited about it. I think we're going to be able to move the needle. We're going to be able to move the needle for people, and that's all that matters to me. So, all right, I will see you folks throughout the week and other live streams. I love you guys. You guys have a great week. Stay safe and just enjoy all the ordinary moments. Talk to you guys soon.